we're back.
Put something on the.
Gotcha. They'll get notification. Yeah. Welcome back to 520 Sports Talk After Dark edition.
After dark.
Yeah.
We want to thank the softball team and all the girls for joining us. It was a really it was a lot of fun. Pardon the interruption. We had a large foot issue.
We now know that Bigfoot exists.
He does. He's our
Edgar
pitcher.
Soto. But we're joined right now
By the big guns.
by the people that make this well-oiled machine happen.
That's right.
As you know, to my right, rarely on camera, but always behind the scenes, Ray Suarez, Sports Information Director of Pima Community College, Edgar Soto, Athletic Director of Pima Community College. And why don't you introduce this young lady over here?
This young lady to my left is Bekah Quiroz.
Good
Associate
evening.
Head Coach for softball.
Yes, sir.
Girls at Pima College. Ray, you are the man, the myth, the legend. So we'll let you start out. Coming into spring sports, we can talk about softball, we can talk about track, golf, all that kind of stuff. What are you guys looking forward to in each of the specific sports? Obviously, you guys, in playoffs and everything like that, but just break down golf, track, and softball and baseball, and what things were you guys really geeked up about going into the spring sports season?
Well, I think for one thing, everyone has a common goal of reaching the postseason. So I think that with baseball, they were real excited about some freshman pitchers coming in whenever they were on the show a couple months ago, talking about that with you guys. I think that that their offense, they were also real excited about their offense, and so right now they're playing their very first conference doubleheader at Keno Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Excellent stadium.
Yeah.
So I know that all the guys were really excited about that, and I'm sure the coaches were as well. So
That's on the big field, right? That's like the
I kind of miss baseball there. It's a good setting.
Yeah,
it's a sunken
great
diamond.
park.
As much as I like High Corbett, actually we have really two good venues in town, and so please, by all means, get out to Keno Stadium, watch the Bat Aztecs, and cheer them on. Like I said, there's a lot of things to do athletic-wise in Tucson, and we want you to certainly know about Pima College athletics, because every single sport they put a good product on the
So
team.
would you call them the Batstecs?
Batstecs, yeah.
It's too hard. That's too difficult.
I can't show any favoritism. There's 16 teams.
And
they're all
we
the
don't
same
want
league.
you to. We basically, we got you here to support and to promote all of them. Tell us a little bit about golf and track.
Well, with men's golf, they are looking for their third straight region championship, and so we're kind of hoping to maybe get them on the 520 Sports Talk show
March
next
7th.
month.
March 7th.
March 7th.
Yep.
The
And
day
then
before I leave for Vegas, so that'll be a good getaway show.
And then women's golf, we have a stand-all golfer. Her name is Desiree Hung. She's a sophomore. She was a All-American last year, and she has tied for first place in the first two tournaments this year. So she'll definitely be one to watch for, especially at the national tournament level.
Is her motto the same as John Daly? I hit it hard.
Also, speaking of that, we do have an article about her on the Facebook page that Ray provided for us. So make sure you hit the Facebook page.
And 520sportstalk.com. The story is on the website as well.
Website
Make sure to check
and
out the
Facebook
website,
page. So excellent golfer. Look forward to a lot of big things from her. What about what are we at? Men's. We already did men's, women's golf, track.
Well, we had the track team.
We already had the track.
I mean, the track team. I mean, they have some unbelievable jumpers. Sam Schultz, who was on this show. I mean, he'll
record holder.
I mean, he could. Yeah, he's reached 6'10", and I think the record is 7'1 3/4, something like that. So
yeah, I reached 5'4".
So
not on the high jump. I've just reached 5'4" in height.
The doctor told me I was 5'5.5". I'm 5'6". He's a liar.
We'll go with that.
That's very, very lucky. But also, great things to look forward to. Not only the softball team, baseball team, track, golf, basketball is about to come into the playoff season right now. They have a couple more home games left. One's tomorrow. Then Saturday and Tuesday, I think, is sophomore nights.
Yeah, Tuesday is sophomore night for both teams, and it'll be the final regular season home games.
Yes, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but they're looking at least a 1 or 2 seed, right? The women's team, at least, I think.
Yeah, the women's team, they're 1 game behind Mesa right now for that number 1 seed,
Mesa.
and they play Mesa on Saturday,
So is that
in
kind of
Mesa.
like the tiebreaker as well as the winner takes all as far as the seedings?
Well,
Very well could be.
Because there's 3 games left. I mean, if
Yeah.
they run the table, they could clinch that 1 seed.
And tell us about what time that is. You'll be covering. Sean will be covering it play-by-play. But,
Yeah. So tomorrow the women's game 5:30, the men's game at 7:30. Go to PimaAztecs.com and then go to multimedia, and then it's Aztecs Live. You can check out the live play-by-play. I'll be doing that. Ray has not officially given me the title, but if you guys want to go ahead and call it now, the official voice of the Pima Aztecs, I'll take it. No problem with that?
I think you're going to have to fight Mark Morris with that.
No, I don't have to fight
Well,
Mark Morris.
You could do your Bill Walton impression.
No, I'm Dave Pash. I'm not Bill Walton. Number 1, I'm way taller than Bill Walton.
Leave the shirt.
You've
Giving us
never
the
been to a
opportunity.
Grateful Dead concert.
Yeah, no. But so that's tomorrow, and then Saturday we know the softball. And is baseball home on Saturday as well?
I'll tell you right now.
Holding.
That's right.
I know softball is at home.
No, they are. Baseball is on the road at Paradise Valley.
So Rebecca, if we can ask you a couple questions here. I was just talking to the team
Absolutely.
while we were getting ready for 520 After Dark. And
I love it. I love it.
the,
I'm the new face of After Dark.
She's the new face of
The new face.
520
I'll
After
take it.
Dark.
So I heard you see a lot of girls wearing bows in their hair, and I was talking to Courtney, and she said that a couple different reasons, but the main reason was she says the bigger the bow, the farther it goes.
You know what? I'm just going to go with when they look good, they play good. And I support that 100%. I feel like you can still be a beautiful young lady and be a tough athlete, and I'm all for it.
Do any of them wear flowers, too? They said it's bows and flowers.
That's where I cut it.
That's where you cut it? No,
I
will you
want my
cut the
girls
flowers
lean
to go in
and
their
mean
hair,
and
or no?
tough.
All right.
Lean,
Okay.
mean, and tough. All right.
Yes.
All right. So talk to us about today's games. What did you like? What did you think could use some improvement?
I think my girls are really starting to face some emotional, physical walls right now, and that's good. I think it's going to build a lot of character for our team, and today was one of those examples.
Right.
We came out and we battled the first game. We won, but we knew it wasn't a way we like to win, but we
Right.
won, and so we're building off little things, inning by inning, pitch by pitch, taking things one thing at a time.
Right. So, I've heard conflicting reports from between Ray and the team, so maybe you can clear this up. 8th inning, second game, a little issue with errors.
Yeah.
First game, 7th inning. But what happened in the 8th inning, in the second game or something like that? They were talking about it. You know
what? And my girls are a little. We don't like to lose. We don't accept it, but we also build from it. So I think they're still hung up a little bit on the errors that we made because those are 100% controllable.
Right.
Those are the things we work on, and so I think they're just a little, going through how to deal with this loss. But it's good because it's going to help us in postseason. I think a lot.
So you've played. The girls were saying you've played almost everyone in conference so far.
Not
With
quite.
the exception of some of the Phoenix area
Phoenix
schools.
area.
Right?
Yeah,
Because that's like
we're
your top
halfway through our conference competition, but we still have yet to see our D2 competition.
Because I know that it's been Yavapai,
Yeah.
Eastern, Western,
And
but
Central,
not
yeah.
but not like Phoenix or Chandler
Mesa.
Gilbert or Mesa.
We have
or
not seen our
anything
D2
like that. Okay.
competition yet.
So they were Edgar. You can comment on this. So we have Pima's a D1 softball school.
So yeah, the Division 1 and Division 2. The difference is D1s are mostly the schools that have dorms. So they're like
Okay.
your Arizona
Right.
Western, Eastern Arizona, Cochise. They can offer their student athletes room, board, books, tuition. A D2 school are mostly the Maricopa schools, all the Phoenix schools, and D2s are only allowed to offer their student athletes tuition and books.
Okay.
So Pima, our women's softball team, and when I was coaching there, we were always Division 1 for baseball and softball.
Okay.
We changed it about 4 years ago, Bekah. About 4 years ago, we changed it, and Division 2 for the softball and the baseball team.
Okay.
But our baseball team stayed Division 2, and the softball team wanted to go Division 1. And that just means you play pretty much the same schedule. Maybe
Sure.
a few games here and there are different. But when you go to the postseason, For baseball, it's in Grand Junction, Colorado. That's a pretty big time tournament.
Yeah.
And for
Everybody's heard
softball,
of that.
it moves every year. It's been in St. George, Utah.
yeah.
Usually St. George, Utah for Division One. So I mean,
St. George, Utah.
And for Division Two,
Home of the
it's
Critch
Clinton,
Lows.
Mississippi.
Yeah, it's all close.
Right.
Close.
They wanted to go back to St. George.
St. George.
Oh,
Yes.
so they're just
Yeah.
trying to cater to the team. I understand. All right.
No, we want to get back there. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. The thing most people want, you want to compete at the Division One, the highest level, and that's what it is. But the reality in our conference, probably one of the best teams over the years has been Phoenix College. They've won multiple national championships at the D2 level, and probably could also at the D1 level. So, I mean, I don't think there's that big of a difference. The toughest thing in our conference to go to national is getting out of our conference. Usually, the team
Absolutely.
that gets out of our conference has a pretty good chance to win that national title, Division One and Division Two.
So, Bekah, tell
Yes.
me, I think we asked the girls this, but I kind of want to hear it from the top. You and your father, what message, I mean, you knew what the talent you had incoming from the freshmen turning into sophomores. Obviously, you recruited the newly incoming freshmen. So what message and what expectations did you set preseason for this team, other than getting into the playoffs, obviously?
That's a great question because I think we come in sophomore heavy. We also come in with 3 very highly recruited captains, Rita, Bailey, and Courtney. And having them helps us a lot with the way we recruit because I feel like they've kind of set the standard, they set the foundation for what we expect. So when we bring those kids in, it doesn't necessarily always have to come from us. It's through the line. So.
But I'll tell you what, our biggest recruiting tool, and I always use this when I talk to Bekah and Armando. So Armando, Bekah's dad, he's a tough coach. I mean, he's
the
hard.
toughest.
He coaches his girl. He like an old school coach the guys.
He's 100% baseball coach,
Yeah,
baseball
and so-
mentality,
But one of the things that I stress, because Armando does a great job recruiting, and that's one of the things they do excellent, better than anybody in the conference. They're able to recruit and get some really quality players. But one of the things that I always mention is that Bekah was an All-American at Pima College back when she played. What year was it there? 2002. She was an All-American there, played at University of Arizona. So Mondo's really tough with his girls, but then he also has that other side of him because he's raised a softball player at All-American, has that compassion, that caring, that kindness that also comes out.
So is he the super angry, run out of the dugout?
No, let me
kick dirt all
clarify
over the
really
home
quick.
I thought maybe
plate?
I had the
Let
full
Let me
Marcos
clarify. Let
mentality
me
or
clarify
something.
because he is the boss. He's my dad, but number one, he is the boss. He's a very good coach, and I think once people learn to just toughen up a little bit, this is the place for you. Pima's the place for you. If you want a coach that's going to be hard on you, that has expectations through the roof, Pima is the place for you.
Yeah,
All right.
it is. Well, you guys are about to end now. Never mind.
No,
No,
continue.
go ahead.
No, we got time for you.
No, it's too long. I was going to
too
give it.
long.
It's too
We
long.
never
Go ahead.
come big
We'll,
down.
But
come,
you know
we'll,
what? He
we'll come
wins.
back another time.
He wins,
Yeah.
and it speaks for itself, and he's never gonna win cheating. He's never gonna win disrespectfully. He wins, and girls want to play for him.
And that's the key. I mean, really, you want to have a coach that you respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's hard but fair.
Absolutely, that's
th-
life, right?
Yeah. Trying to teach my kids that right now. There's no participation trophies and
That's right.
Yeah.
oh well.
That's another story.
For those people watching right now, and I know we're running a little bit beyond the clock here on 520 After Dark, but the soccer
it's
team,
after dark.
was a real victim this season of some extremely poor sportsmanship on the other side of the field, and they'll get them back next year. But
We're still going through the arbitration process. I was with the lawyers last Friday going over video, so we are taking it further so those young student athletes that were freshmen aren't suspended the first game of the year next year. So that's what we're working on.
That's good. I mean, and
That's key, definitely.
I know we were talking to you about that, and I mean the video, from what I was told, clearly shows that those kids are not in the wrong, and we really hope the best for that. But thank you so much for joining us, and
Thank
for
you.
520.
Thank you for having
we'll
us.
Have you back.
Thank you for all you guys do.
Oh no, we
We love
definitely
the Aztecs.
Thank
we love
you.
the Aztecs. And so again, let's kind of I want to give 2 lineups for the rest of the week. I'll start with Pima. So tomorrow we've got basketball women at 5:30, men at 7:30. If you cannot be there, go to PimaAztecs.com, go to multimedia, then Aztecs Live. You can watch and listen from home or on your smartphone. And then we've got softball, I know, on Saturday, noon and 2. And then Ray, walk us through the rest of the week. I know there's, the rest of the week there's some other action going on too. Baseball?
Let's see. So women's tennis starts conference play at Eastern Arizona on Thursday. Friday, baseball has a doubleheader at the West Campus against the Tritons from Canada.
Tritons.
Yeah. Thank you.
From Canada.
Yeah.
The D1? I'm kidding.
Well, you definitely want to go out there. I mean, come on. I mean, you got a team that's coming away.
Yeah.
From another country.
I'm gonna throw it out there.
Let's support the Aztecs.
Not that anyone wants to hear, but if you need someone to sing the Canadian national anthem, I am there.
We couldn't get a Rico Palazzo, so.
I know "O Canada" backwards, forwards, and in French.
A lot of hockey games. You went to a lot of hockey.
I played hockey growing up, so I know "O Canada." So, anyways, all right, thank you. And then U of A big sports weekend coming up for the U of A.
Big sports week at U of A.
Yeah.
The men and the women basketball team
Both in
host
town.
the LA schools. So Thursday will be men's basketball against USC. That's going to definitely be a tough game. U of A needs to win out. We have a 1-game lead over Oregon. Obviously, everybody knows what Oregon did to Arizona. So you want to keep that little buffer going into the Pac-12 tournament, which is also March 8th through 12th. I will be in Las Vegas covering it. Make sure you turn to 520 Sports Talk for live shows and interviews. There's going to be athletes from former U of A schools in Vegas. I'm going to try to get Ben Davis, who was in a Final Four, on the show. My good buddy Herman Harris from the Snowden era is also going to be there. Women, Sean and I exclusively cover the women's basketball team with the U of A. We went up to Phoenix on Sunday to cover the ASU game. Unfortunately, they lost, but it was a hard-fought game. And the women's team is definitely turning around with Coach Barnes. So they're going to play Friday, I believe, against USC. The men will play Saturday. It's ESPN Game Day.
Game Day. We'll be live here at ESPN.
Yeah, they'll be at McHale Center for the UCLA Arizona Live
Bring your signs.
telecast. Bring your signs. Bring whatever you need. Dress in funny clothes. The women will wrap up the weekend against UCLA on Sunday. I will be there covering it. And so a lot of sports going on in Tucson this weekend between the Pima Aztecs, the U of A Wildcats. I'm sure there's club teams playing along. So, I don't want to hear there's nothing to do in Tucson because obviously we've actually dispelled that point.
Yeah, there's a little bit going on this week.
Yes, sir.
So thank you, Andy, best producer in the business.
Best producer in the world.
Yeah, check out the Facebook page and the 520sportstalk.com and YouTube. Check out our sponsors. I'd rattle them off now, but there's so many really great sponsors. It's going to take us 20 more minutes. And 520 After Dark shuts off at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, and
so that's the way it works.
We still need time for one more woodchuck.
Right. So, anyways, thank you to Ray, Rebecca,
Thank
Edgar,
you.
Thank you, guys.
For Bill, I am Bob. That's Andy. And thank you so much for Z Pizza for hosting us again tonight.
Always.
And we will see you next week. We
In
have
the studio.
Arizona Power.
We have Arizona Power basketball, and you guys definitely wanted to watch that. Coach Dave Thomas will be bringing in Lucas Elliott, who we've had on the show before,
And
a
Cameron
nephew of Sean Elliott, and Sean Miller, head coach of Arizona's son, Cameron Miller. So that's definitely a show you will not want to miss. Get your questions ready, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, it'll be Bill and Lori.
Yeah, Bill
Lori will
and
be
Lori.
filling in for me. I will be at the Pima game. I'll be calling that one, and I'll make sure to be broadcasting sophomore night at Pima for the last basketball
right.
game. Anyways, for Andy and all the folks from Pima, I'm Bill. I'm Sean. That's
I can
Bill.
be Sean.
It's a long night, and I may have had one or more of those.
One
So
or more.
anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thank
We're
you.
out.
Peace.
Thank you. All right, good job, guys.